How you doing, and welcome to another episode of Collecting with Rob. So I've been getting a lot of questions since I even started YouTube about over a year ago about how I protect my autographs. Not just my photos, but also my Funkos, my baseballs, my cards, pretty much anything that I collect. How do I protect them and get them from, not being faded, not pushing up against the glass, getting scratched, being protected. So I'm going to do that video now and show you how I do it. Now there's no exact way that's perfect for everyone. I mean, there are different methods that you can do to protect your autographs, but this is how I do it, and I think this is, in my personal opinion, the best way of what I do. As far as framing, I always leave that up to my framer. He's obviously the best, I believe, and he always uses, and I think everybody should use this, pay the extra money. You need to get that conservation museum glass. Every single one of my frames has that, and it's got like a 99% protection from UV radiation, and protect that from fading and all that stuff. So definitely, that's why all my frames have that extra, that museum glass conservation, which is very, very important. Don't buy those cheap Michaels frames. Even when you go to Michaels or Hobby Lobby and you have them do it, they give you options too, like, can I get, you want regular glass, this glass, you got to get the top quality glass. You're spending money on these autographs. You want them to look nice, framed nice, if you want to display them. And on top of that, you want it to be protected. Okay, not just the light from the sun, but even the light from your inside lights, can take a toll on your autographs. So you want to get that extra protection. So that's what I do for that. I get always, everything is museum glass. As far as baseballs, as you can see here, baseballs can and do fade, okay? I use Ultra Pro, these baseball holders, and these are UV protected. So UV. You're going to see a lot of these type of things in local baseball shops, flea markets, card shops, things like that. You want to make sure it's UV protected. Don't be fooled. A lot of these, you'll get the plastic and they won't be UV protected. And then people will, 5 years, 10 years later, they'll be like, oh shit, this is faded. What the hell happened? Well, you didn't get the UV one. You got just a crappy $1. And these are not expensive. These are like $3, $4 at your local card shops. So pick up the UV protection. That's what you need to do. I get this Ultra Pro. There's also stuff on, you can check on eBay, Amazon. There's like big display ones you can do where you just put the ball in like a display with like a card next to it. There's different methods. As long as it's UV protection, you're good to go. Funkos. So this is actually the Funko hard stack, but this is UV protected. Now I heard with paint pen, you don't need, they don't really fade as much as like, a permanent marker or Sharpie, stuff like that. So usually protected, but I still get that UV as much as I can. But I also get I think these are the, what are they called? Like the mystery grail ones, the $7 a pop. Those like that. Those are mostly what I use, and those are the hard pop protectors. If you watch Franchise Kicks, he always talks about them. They're very good for protecting your autographs as well. I don't believe, unfortunately, they're UV protected, but again, being that it's paint pen, I'm not as worried, and I try to keep it as much out of the sunlight as I can. But again, paint pen, you're usually protected pretty well, and that hard stack is strong. So that's this guy. And that's pretty much the rest of them. I have them in those $7 a pop pop shield protectors, and they are strong. People have done YouTube videos where they'll drop it and they rarely break. They got like that magnetic hold. I guess I'll show you. Actually, this one is not. This is the UV protected one. The reason I put that one in UV protected because that was the one that was signed on the street in a Sharpie. So that needs to be UV protected. Yeah, this is the Pop Shield Armor. They got a little bit of a magnetic, so it keeps it from falling out. Very protected. People have dropped these from bridges and stuff, and the pop usually stays protected. So these are really good to get. I believe, again, they're from $7 a pop. Okay, moving on. Cards. So as you know, I've been getting into cards. And if they're not graded and already like Beckett encapsulated, CGC, whatever, PSA, I get these. Again, Ultra Pro, one touch, UV protected. Has to be that UV protected. Here's one that I put it in. These are magnets. So you stick the card in, it's like got a magnetic lock and it protects it. And this is the best thing to do if you don't have it already graded. You got to protect that card. Very cool. Ultra Pro, one touch. Always get that UV protection. Now moving on to the most important, what people usually get is photos signed. So everyone knows about Itoyas. I get Itoyas. This is the 8x10 standard one. I like with the hard backing on the back. There's ones that's like soft backing where it kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as protected. So this is, usually I get these at Michael's. I don't know if Hobby Lobby has them. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on eBay. Use them. Don't keep your photos in top loaders. They'll stick to the top loader over time. You'll get problems with the autograph. It could scratch off. You can get experience fading and all that stuff. This is the best protection. The back of this is like anti-acid resistant. Think of it like the comics when they have the backing. They'll protect the photo and the autograph. And I just kind of, right in here, I just put my 8x10s. And that's a comic I have in there. I have it on the wrong side. I gotta fix that. But again, I put all my 8x10s in a bunch of these. I have a bunch of these for 8x10s. They come in all different sizes. For 11x14, you have this size. You want to protect it. And again, I have a bunch of these for all my 11x14s. And again, best protection you can get. And I'm not going to show you them all, but you know, just nice 11x14. And then for the big ones, they come in poster size, and you can get 16x20 size. So let's show you. So I put my 16x20s in, this is like an art portfolio thing, and then I put the big, let's show you how I do it. Itoya right here inside of that to protect it. And now you got your 16x20s, which is your big mama autographs. So I put 16x20 and you know, the 11x17s I even put in here. They're usually well protected. Again, comes in all sizes. You can get poster size as well. You put your posters in it. You want to protect these. Again, main thing when you're protecting your autographs, UV protection, UV protection, UV protection. I'll say that 3 times because you don't want that crap to fade. If these are expensive autographs, you want to protect it from fading. You want to protect it from scratches, sticking to those. So don't keep it in those top loaders. They're good for a little bit of time, but if you keep them in for years in those top loaders, I've seen so many people have problems. So don't do that. Get the Itoyas. They're usually not that expensive. I think like the 8x10 is usually around 20 bucks. 11x14 a little more, a couple of dollars more, and then you got your 16x20s. Again, same thing for the cards. Again, Ultra Pro is a good brand, but you want to get that UV protection. That's pretty much how I do mine, how I protect mine. Comics, I have separate, like I have pretty much, you know, typical comic things where I just put it in a box and I put them all. Some of them I'll put actually in the 8x10 Itoyas, and many of them, you know, if I get them signed and stuff, I usually just send them out and get them graded by CBCS if they're not from the actual signature series from CGC. So that's what I do. Again, there's nothing perfect way, but the main thing you want to do, and what everyone needs to do, is just protect them, get them out of that light, and you want to display them. You should display them because you spend all this money. They're really cool autographs. Display them, but just make sure you get that nice UV protection glass, and you know, try to keep it as much out of sunlight as you can. Protect them, and that's all. So anyway, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. We got lots more autographs coming, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy collecting.